It's 2 minutes to go, and I'm going live.
Text from you.
Thank you.
Not the quack that are unprofessional, that just swing into the business and doing it shabbily. So we are glad.
The King, we thank God. Our mission at Ovation Media Group from day one, when we launched in April 1996. And you were one of those people who inspired us in 1996.
We give glory to God.
I was in exile, running away from Abacha. So I've confirmed that we are live on all the platforms. So the King, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Bobby.
How do you feel tonight? Don't worry.
I feel good right inside here.
Wow,
We are inside.
You
not go
believe you've broken our records ×3 already. 827 people are watching you on Instagram alone right now. Just 2 minutes into the program. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Because it makes me feel good because people like you.
Wow. Do you know how we felt at that time? We were poor reporters living in some flats in Adibolida, in Ojodu, and a whole Wasiu sings your name. Do you know what that did to us? Do you know how much it inspired us?
Because you are the young, vibrant journalist of that time that inspired a lot of young people. And you are doing it with a lot of seriousness that today, many younger ones of them, they took a cue after you. And that is what got the court-like relationship.
That will not be served. That's one lesson. You must serve, you must make sacrifice.
Oh, yes, you have to. If you don't do that, then they'll tell you, Omo Ojiya Olohun Gbon. Teacher Eda. Teacher Eda, where's your teacher? When you said you passed through an institution, where is your mark? Where's your mark? So when I look back to those times and now, I have no other thing to do than to glorify God and thank Almighty God. It's like we knew this is how it's going to be at the end of the day. Yes.
Can you give us some special moments in that journey?
There are a lot of beautiful moments from the very first day. You see, the one that's so important to me is the tutelage that I served, and under the person that I served that tutelage. It's always good to find yourself at the doorstep of someone that was giving that glory after Almighty God. After my parents, first before Almighty God, then my parents, then after my parents is Barrister.
Alajagba.
Because I passed through that institution from the very first day. And everything I learned in this place, the rudiment of that business, I learned from him.
Wow.
Everything that has to do with that job, I learned from him. I learned the dexterity from him. I learned the financial from him. And I learned everything from him.
Wow.
If I used to say to him when he was alive, I said to him, I said, if they ask you, what are those things that you think you've done as a legacy? Bring me out. I am the legacy.
Mm.
Even when most people don't even know how far we've gone in our relationship, I always say to him, I said, prove to people out there that
Mm.
this institution was made to stand because you have the light of me following your steps. When he was alive, he used to talk to me, and I used to learn from him that, dead or alive, I am the closer person to him. And I used to say to people by now that either dead or alive, among the artists, I am the closer person to him.
Mm.
I knew a lot of things, many of it that he has left this sinful world with his own side of it. I have my own side of it, and inshallah, that live with me to the great beyond when my time comes too.
Wow. Wow.
You see,
Wow.
a lot,
Sir.
a lot, a
Sir.
lot, a lot in our cupboard.
Yes, I know. Sir, you once told me that you worked with was it UPN during the time of Awolowo? You used to deliver things to Chief Awolowo's house. Could you
Oh yes,
summarize it
oh yes,
just in a few
oh yes,
words?
oh yes, oh yes. I used to work. I used to work at the party secretary at Abule Oja. Then under the office of director of organization,
Chief
Ebinotopsi,
Ebenezer Babatokwe.
Ebinotopsi. I used to be one of the boys working in his office as a rider. As a dispatch rider, I work with him. I will go and deliver letter at Papa Awolowo's residence at Park Lane, Papa. I will be one to collect the party already treated by Beba while coming from Kenya. I will collect that one, give the new one, and I'll take it back to the director of organization. She may be no autopsy.
Wow.
Those are the things I did early stage of my life.
So how
In
did
the
you
70s.
actually come into music? At what stage?
I've been in music ever since I was 8 years old. And I graduated till I turned pro. I turned pro exactly when I was 15.
Wow.
Between 8 and 15, I've done various stages of Ajiwere Ajisari in Lagos Island. I started with junior, that is Little Fuji Lawa. I graduated from Little Fuji Lawa there about age 8 and 9. And by the time I was 11-year-old, I'm in the intermediate category, and I climbed up to the senior category. And I won laurels in those 3 categories. I won laurels. I won laurels in the little, in the intermediate, and in the senior. And I turned pro exactly when I was 15. I started living on music day to day all my life till date.
Wow.
I've been living on music since I was 15 professionally, earning money from music.
Sir, so at the time you started when you were 15, when you turned pro, to quote you, who were the masters of the game that you looked up to at the time?
There are a lot of many blessed artists from the genre of Ajiwere Ajisari, together with Alhaji Barrister, very many, because then we don't consider anybody who does know Ajiwere Ajisari today to come in and say even when they say they are Fuji musicians, what I say to them is when the thick forest was there, you are never anywhere to be found. Because I started as an Adewale Ajisari, and I do know how many of people ahead of us at that time in Lagos Island alone. We have very many of them. Ajadilawa, they were the senior category, senior category. Bashiru Abinuwaye, senior category. The immediate senior to me at that time were Ramani Akani, Atidumota, Raimi Ayinde, between the Kokoko and Agarawu, where I was, and who else? Very many other ones. Falalawa in Kwetedo, yes, Falalawa in Kwetedo, and I think the rest of them were outside. From Ebutobeka, Apapa Road, Anadi Kolintin was Apapa Road. It was there, Apapa Road, and there's also Ogino, who are contemporaries of Alhaji Barrister at that time in Mushin area. But in any raids, in any dealings, there is a particular person who passionately took that thing on and worked so seriously on it, like every other one. And every benefit he made of that journey of music was as a result of his hard work and contribution. As a matter of fact, serious contribution, Alhaji Barrister. Yes, he is the face of the success of transformation of Adewale to Fuji during that time that I witnessed.
Can you recollect?
He is the symbol.
Yes, sir. Can you recollect any of the Juju artists of that period in Juju?
The Juju artists of that period that you can only hear of, you hear of the present leader that we have in the journey of music, KSA and Baba Ebenezer Obey. We used to know the leaders of then, Ernestine Nightingale Baba Kmonle in Lagos Island, Apollo, Baba Apollo, then Akpola King from Ibadan. At another time, Dele Abiodun, my brother, Emperor Pick Peters, because I used to know Emperor Pick Peters because I frequent the office of TYC. Take your choice.
Take your
a
choice.
Recording studio owned by Baba Bioro. At that time, I used to go there thinking I could be lucky to be listening to and be given opportunity to come and have my voice on the record. But I'm not that lucky to secure that. But they know me very well at TYC office at Balogun. They know I used to come there. They know one boy who used to come in here. He would sing from morning till the evening. I was looking for opportunity, but as a little boy, nobody wants to either. They don't see any older person behind me to recommend they should do this to me. I get to know a lot of people in that business there. There I met Dele. It was AR manager.
Can you please move? Manager we're losing your face, sir. I want you in the center. Yes, good. Okay.
I used to know Dele. He was AR manager of TYC. Along the line, when I could not secure proper listening from TYC, then I had to revert to my area. Dear Baba Adetunji, through his brother Ambali, picked me up, and the rest, they say, is history. Today, was Adetunji that properly now nurtured me, having been accepted under his label, and I just sit down in there. because he operates in my area, Agarawu area. I just sit down there and I was doing my business. I was doing my business. Monsuru Akode then was a brother, was a relative of Alhaji Barrister. He too was doing very, very well. As Adewale Ajisari, then they turned pro into Fuji, and they were the symbol that we see ahead of us in the making of Fuji in the real sense of it. But I must agree, somebody must be blessed by God. Barrister is blessed.
Do you think at any time, well, it's not even a question that you ask, it happened. There was a turning point in 1989 for Yoruba music. What was it? There was a turning point. Yoruba music became a national anthem in Nigeria. Can you recollect?
A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. Especially among the young artists of then. If you are talking about 89, I'm talking of the 70s. You can imagine the trade, the journey between 70s and 89. If you look at 70s, 89, there is a lapse of about 12 years. 70s.
Yes, I'm talking about Ace, the phenomenon that
Shina Peters. Oh, of course. Shina Peters was the newest discovery that happens in the area of Juju, and he brought in sensational improvement in the area of music entertainment. No doubt about that. The record is there. God Almighty uses Shina Peters to make a transformation, to make a turning around, especially among the young folks. And that was largely due to also clear-cut popularity he had made as a little boy under Prince Adekunle at that time. He has made his popularity as one little boy, doing his own thing under Prince Adekunle. So you can now imagine by the time that 89 you are talking about, he had become a known face. Shina used to be my friend. We have clear cut of young artists coming up then that will form a clique of friendship. Myself, Professor Waike Ajao, who at that time is much older than us, but we are all friends. And then Segun Adewale, who was a partner of Shina Peters, and Shina Peters. 4 of us, we are close friends. I am their only friend in the genre of Fuji. And we became so close that we became inseparable. 4 of us, Shina, Segun, Waike Ajao, and myself. We have this bond.
Ojú ẹni máa làárí.
Arito, ojú ẹni màlà, arito, ojú ẹni màlà,
àríyànnu. Okay, before we continue, let's give you a Wasiu song. Let's play something.
Wow.
We want the people at home to enjoy your awesome music. So you are not the one describing
Thank
it.
You.
A good soup, speaks for itself.
Thank you.
Better market speaks for itself. So, yes, in a second, I'm just working on it now. Just working. Oh,
yes, that was a very serious album.
Iṣẹ́ bá ti lálùbárí kan, ọpẹ́ ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ wò
dá. Ọpẹ́ ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ wò dá.
Okay. Okay, sir. Now, there is something that baffles me about you, and I'm sure I've seen a couple of people mention it. You love to read books. The way you update yourself and you have upgraded yourself, your English, even some people with PhD in English will not speak better English than you have spoken tonight. I am so proud. How did you do it? How did you have time to educate and upgrade yourself?
Well, they say, show me your friend, then I tell you who you are. Even if you don't pass through the door of school, but you have a lot of brainy people around you who are well read, and you follow them like you read about them. If you succeeded in reading through them, then definitely you come out like them. Because what they do is what you'll be doing.
Wow.
The people that were ahead of me at that time, either brothers within the house that I live, or the compound that I live, or the area that I live, those we call brother that we always go to, this is what they do. They want somebody so sharp. They want a sharp person. They want a brainy person. They don't want a dullard. They don't want a dullard. They don't want someone that would dull them too. They want somebody that will brighten them up. They want somebody they can influence. And the only way you can be influenced is when you are doing things the way they were doing it. When you are reasoning the way they were reasoning. When they see you as hope of, okay, by the time I train this person 1 or 2 times, you will get to know what exactly I want for myself. So even those that are my senior then, when they send me newspaper, I will run to go and buy newspaper for them. After they finish reading, they give it back to me to go and keep. There I will go back and start reading myself.
Wow.
This is where I'm able to put words together. When I sit where people are talking, pronunciation, this is where I get to know this is the best way to pronounce it. This is what this is meant. I never go to school to be a graduate. I don't even finish secondary school.
Wow.
I don't even complete secondary school at that time, but at a much later time, in the course of wanting to get myself set very well, I started lesson, and that lesson took me to sit for WAEC. I did that at that time for the sake of maybe I could advance in my educational pursuit. But unfortunately, as a young man, I started making money since I was a little boy. Money keep rolling in. Money keep coming in. Money that is even much more than my age at that particular time. Money many people that are older than me in age were searching for, were looking for everywhere. Money, a lot of my friends that are my mates that went to school eventually come out of school.
Sorry, they took my lights, but that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Money, most of my mates, my peers, looking for everywhere, was around me, it litters me all my environment. And if anybody talking to me of going back to school at that time, I won't even listen because I'm fully engaged. I do 6 shows in a week. From Monday to Saturday, Sunday, I'm full. I have only one day I'm resting, and that is Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I must perform.
Wow.
I must perform. I will do jump Tuesday, do jump Wednesday, do jump Thursday. and I will do social performance Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Standard every week. So I could not pursue education along that line because I'm seeing money, and the same money people going to school were making at that time is what we have at hand. But we give glory to God. By the time we know the value of that education, the importance of it to society, then we started training. I started training myself in whatever any form I believe in could. I've gone, in the course of that, I've gone to French embassy to seek studying at the Alliance Faculty.
Now,
I went there.
Yes, because time is going, we have less than 30 minutes to go. Though I will try, if we have a lot of questions, I will try to, if it goes off in 1 hour, then we will start all over. I have time if you have time, sir. I hope you have time this evening, sir.
Oh, yes.
The king, I said, I hope you have time.
I do. Okay, I have time, of course.
Okay, fantastic. So we will give you all the time, because I can see so many people online. They are enjoying you. Now, another thing you have done that shocked me. You are a smart human being. How did you come about thinking that you should go to Canada and have a base in Canada? Could you because you once hosted me when I turned 48, 12 years ago, in your house in Canada. And I was very, very impressed. You were fully settled in Canada. How did that happen?
Like I said, I have a lot of friends that are doing good, that are doing well, that are well-read, that live abroad. Those we started when we were young, that eventually turned to the other side. What I always look for is we never depart from one another for anything. So every time we contacted each other, and when they tell me, oh, I'm now based in London. Oh, where are you in London? I'm so pleased. Don't worry, I'll see you. I will tell you, most of my friends were the ones that engineer my movement everywhere, including America or any part, even Australia to US. Then from US, he ended up in Canada. And he told me, Omo, Canada is beautiful. As a matter of fact, no difference between Canada and America. And I said to him, don't worry, I'll be coming. And there I found myself at that time. And I think it was 1996, if I'm right. Yes, it was 1996. There I found myself in Canada in 1996.
Wow.
And today is history. Canada really transformed a lot about my person, because it's like that country was made for me after my country of birth, Nigeria. I give glory to God. Everywhere has one important story attached to my living. The England has another story to my living. America has another added beauty to my living and story about my life. But Canada, ilẹ̀kùn ayọ̀ tọ́ta ṣe báwọn tí ó ìlú Canada ni wọ́n ti ṣí. It's like Canada was made for me. It's like Canada, a place like that was made for people like me. Someone like me, rather.
I came to your house in 2008. Okay, Equipment had invited me. He had the Eagle House nightclub at the time, and he invited me, invited Two-Face, invited Majek Fashek, and myself and Two-Face ended up in your house. And I must say, I saw the biggest lobster in my life. Biggest lobster.
Majek too came. Majek was in the limousine outside.
Yes, Majek was there. Yes, he was too tired. You know, we were in the same hotel, and then we drove all the way to your house. Egbalejo. You nearly killed us with champagne that night. Oh my God, it was champagne all over the place. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we want to quickly play a little music for you again. We're getting there, just for about 2 minutes. we don't want to make this boring. Just 2 minutes, then we'll speak for another 5 minutes, and then. Oh yeah, àwọn ti Nicholas ọmọ tó yẹ máa ń yí o àwọn olúwa fún mi àdúgbò ẹ̀fọ́ fún kẹ́bẹ́ bíbí fún mi ayẹtáyé ló lè ṣe ìbára ọmọ wìlí ní ẹ máa bá mi tọ́jú ẹ̀. Fatima Bintu ní Adéyọkúrú. Ọmọ bíbí ní táyì sí ìlú òṣèlú ẹgbẹ́ ìgbàgbọ́ wọlé ìwà ìdíbò ọ̀dì ní ọmọ bá lọ́wọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́. Àwọn olùkọ́ olóòtú ọkọ̀ ọjọ́ ìgbé bí. Àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀kadà ọkọ̀ Sàdésù àmì o. Aláṣẹ gọ́mọ̀rẹ́ Yes, the king. Yes, the king. I'm sure in another 5 or 6 minutes we'll be going off, but we will come back. A lot of people are waiting. Recently, there was a controversy about you, and I took it upon myself to investigate. I spoke to my father, the Ikuba Bayeye, Alashe Keji Orisha, Shagiri, Lagiri, or Lagiri Kakari, I spoke to his Oluri, and I spoke to his daughter, Shade, who is currently in London. A lot of people are anxious to know what happened, but we will take that in the second segment. So those of you who have been harassing me, don't worry. There is nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. So we shall be addressing it tonight. So a farabale, a cool temper. So the Oluwaye, I know one man that you love so much, and that is the Jagaban of the world, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A lot of people have asked, so what is it between you and Tinubu? What's so special about Tinubu? Those of us who know him can speak about him, but let it come from the horse's mouth.
The same way I would say Alhaji Barrister discovered me as a young little boy, same also Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu discovered me as a little boy. I remember I got to know Asiwaju like an area brother where I was. And as a young boy, I used to follow my mom to Asiwaju mother's place at Moshalashi Jimo. My mother sells at Moshalashi Jimo. She sells clothes at Moshalashi Jimo. As a matter of fact, my mother was the first to come in and have one shirt there selling clothes. That was when she was made later Yagogo of Ojawolowo. We moved from Iliko down there. And I used to follow my mother to Alaja Mogaji, who happens to be Asiwaju's mom. And there I got to know Asiwaju. So a little boy that used to go with his mother, and when mothers and mothers were talking, he's our brother in the area, he would send us around. I remember I used to go and fetch charcoal, put charcoal in the iron, put fire in it, make sure it gets done, and then clean it. Iron his clothes and stuff like that. That's how I get to know Asiwaju as a young boy. So also the rest, I would say, is history. But the history is when he later discovered me, I think he discovered me when he was in England. He was in exile in England with the likes of General Ade and others. I went on tour to perform in England, and there's this need for the struggle they were putting together at that time. A whole lot of us, young people after them, who are very much pain about situation back home. When we see opportunity that people of like minds like that, they were together, especially the good ones who are also, big men among us, we definitely will follow suit. And I identified with him, and he recognized me immediately. Abro, what are you doing in England? And I told him I'm here on performance tour. And we pick it up from there. That's how I become part of them. Because I remember I said to him then, I said, whatever you are doing now, music has a role to play in what you are doing. We will be in the public getting the message to the general population. The public needs to know the effort you like minds you are putting together. And this is where it gave me opportunity to say, yes, what my brother was saying is right. We need people to pass information to people.
A few days ago, I suddenly saw on social media Wasiu did this and that, and the name of my father, the Alafi problem. So I'm the kind of person that God has blessed me with access. Access, if you ask me, my biggest asset is access to people, and they trust me that I'm not a journalist who wants to pull anybody down. So I called Baba. I said, is it true that you and Wasiu are fighting? And he said, no, we spoke for almost 1 hour. We spoke on everything. I've not spoken with him for some time, but we speak from time to time. I visited him after his 80th birthday in Oyo and all that. So I spoke with the Olori in question. So, but how come, what do you think is responsible for your name coming up in this kind of monumental scandal?
You mean me?
Yes, sir. Why? Why do you think people will drag you and your father like that?
Number
Because
one.
Baba was worried that, yeah.
Number one. Whoever started this very malicious kind of a talk, they were enemy of a good society. Enemy of a good society, you do not say because you have hatred for someone and in the corner of your house, you just come up with a story, you fabricated a story. Ọmọ Yorùbá gidi ni mí. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bí nílé ire, tó ń bí nílé ọlá, tó mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ ìpìlẹ̀ àti ìṣẹ̀dá. It will be a taboo for me to ever think such a thing will click anywhere on my head. Nígbà tá a ṣépè fún mi. Nígbà tá a fi mí gégùn ká fi mí ré. Kò lè ever possible. Olórí tó ń sọ yìí, gbogbo lórí àwọn baba Aláàfin, mi ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ àti ẹ̀ tí mọ gbogbo wọn. Bóyá bí ti rí wọn largely kò kọjá ijọ́ tí mò ń joyè, mo jẹ máyégún. Bóyá lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan tí n bá rí bàbá ní occasion, tí bàbá bá great occasion tí n bá máa pọ́n wọn lé níbi ọlá. Bóyá lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan of recent ní Ẹ̀pẹ́ tí mo rí ọmọọba àti ìkànnú àwọn olórí ọba. Ní kò possible bóyá ní Èkó tí n ti ṣeré kan ọmọbìnrin kan Lọ́ládé tó ṣe ìyàwó, tó ṣe birthday rather, yes, tí mo rí ọmọọba skimmer honourable tó wà ní Federal House of Reps l'Abuja àti Dele àti àwọn ìyàwó wọn. bóyá location kò possible bí wọ́n ní tí wọ́n bá ń jẹun ó ṣọ́ra láti má jẹ ìjẹkújẹ èèwọ̀ ní èdè ní ṣùgbọ́n hatred Wasiu jẹ máyégún Wasiu ò jẹ máyégún làwọn ẹlòmíì gbé débẹ̀ a padà discover pé lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí náà la tún rí post báwọn kan disagree pẹ̀lú àwọn even with Esabod pé ẹnìkan ló sọ fún àwọn pé kinní kan ẹnìkan ló ṣe kinní kan ìṣẹ̀dá wa níbẹ̀rù tó jọ́ lọ́wọ́n bá ní kì í ṣe gbogbo èèyàn tó ń lọ sí church àti mọ́ṣáláṣí ló bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tó wáyé pé lóòótọ́ àbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tí ò bá ń ṣe pé ṣe ni majority of àwọn tó ń pariwo báwọn ń lọ mọ́ṣáláṣí àti church tí ò bá ń ṣe pé ṣe ni wọ́n kàn ń lo orúkọ Ọlọ́run láti fi gbà lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ò ń ṣọba àbòsí kìí ń ṣọba ẹ̀tàn bí ò bá jẹ́ yẹn ó yẹ kí bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run kí bẹ̀rù tiẹ̀ mú any individual láti rò pé òun lè gbẹnu sókè sọ̀rọ̀ sí àwọn ọba aládé ní society wa débi nǹkan ẹ̀gbin àti ìdọ̀tí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá láìkí Wasiu jẹ máyégún Ọlọ́run bá kọ mẹ́dàá Ọlọ́run ti kọ́ kò sí nǹkan tẹ́nibọ́dí lè ṣe sí yẹn Ọlọ́run ọba ló ń pín nǹkan kì í ṣagbára ọba nìkan gbogbo ń dáadáa tó bá ṣe ní ìgbà tí Ọlọ́run ọba fẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni lọ́ba kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ṣáà lè jẹ́ Wasiu nìkan ló wà láyé àwa ní sọ pé nítorí pé a fẹ́ bá ti ajá jẹ́ ká wá fún ajá lórúkọ míì tí ò ń ṣorúkọ ajá ọmọ ayé burú ọ̀dọ̀ ayé lèmi ti mọ̀ pé tí èèyàn bá jẹ ẹ̀pà epo ẹ̀ tó yẹ kí wọ́n kàn fi ẹ̀lẹ̀ kàn fi gbájọ kàn tó dànù wọ́n máa kàn jùlẹ̀ ẹni a ò ní Ọlọ́run bá ò fẹ́ nǹkan kan wà tó ń pè ní èpè tí èèyàn kankan ò lè rèé àwọn kan ń pè ní kámà àwọn kan ń pè ní ìjìyà Ọlọ́run béèyàn bá sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ lénìí tó bá rò pé òun ti sọ gbé orí pé à ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí nǹkan ò bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ orí ẹ̀ máa bìyàn ṣé kí wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ra mi nǹkan tí mi ò wá mọ̀ tí mi ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ mi wà tó bá sọ mi ìkẹ́ máa ń yà sí mi ò ní rí àfẹ́nìtì torí pé nígbà tẹ́yìn tẹ́ jẹ́ original journalist tẹ́ train fún tẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ ti handle profession yẹn nicely through many medium different ways tí ẹ ṣe àwọn nǹkan tí ó yẹ ká ẹ ṣe in the new trend oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn ló máa wá sí díẹ̀ a trained journalist tí wọ́n kọ́ tó gbọ́n àárò lẹ́ẹ̀mejì kó tó máa ṣe story ìfọ́jẹ lóòótọ́ journalist tó bá rí story they want to use it either negative or positive story is a story and is subject to usage but àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe investigation wọ́n ṣe nítorí kí wọ́n má bàa lọ fall sí òfin kọ́ má lọ tẹ òfin mọ́lẹ̀ libel kí wọ́n sọ nǹkan tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ pàápàá jùlọ èyí ta tún wá rí láti bí ìjẹta tó ń post káàkiri ẹnìkan ló sọ pé ẹnìkan ló sọ pé ẹnìkan ló sọ pé ṣé n ta fẹ́ fi dógun sí society rèé Wasiu ti jẹ máyégún Ọlọ́run ló kọ́ fún àyàfi ká gbà ká lè máa ṣe dáadáa lọ kì í ṣe bí pé ká fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ bí ọba sápamọ́ tó bá lóun máa bá tèmi jẹ́ tó bá bàjẹ́ kí ló fẹ́ gbà nídìí ẹ̀ èèyàn oníbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ni àwọn nǹkan tí ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ò possible pé ọ̀sùn ìbò dijú kó là kó tó dijú kó là ọmọ Yorùbá gidi lè ní ọmọlé ọba ni mí ọmọlé ọlá ni mí ọmọlé ọlá kò gbọdọ̀ bọlá jẹ́ àwọn tí ò ń ṣọmọlé ọlá náà kíá láti bọlá jẹ́